Hello Bags, it's Jade with another change to the PTB update. It's gone live last night, a whole host of small changes, and yes, the biggest one of course is that durability and some of the resources needed to repair your items has been buffed a little bit. I know a lot of you guys were upset. It seemed like it was way too grindy to repair some of your tools and weapons, and especially your weapons were breaking quicker. I still feel like a lot of you guys maybe overreacted. It was just the PTB. This is what they do. They've done this a bunch of times throughout the 2 weeks that they usually have it up, where they have stuff and they nerf it a little bit or adjust it a little bit. So maybe trust in the devs a little bit more, but absolutely giving feedback in a good way is important as well. So they have done that. We're going to go through all of that stuff and show you a few other little changes. Pupa being one of the main ones as well, that you'll now be able to pick it up by firing arrows at it, just like the berries. And sad news for PC players, if you're in like that sort of stuff, they've removed the modding abilities at the moment. I don't know if it's just intentional or it's just a little bug or something, but none of the mods are working currently. So we'll go over that stuff as well. Patch notes, red with actual gameplay, let's go. So a lot of fixes have gone into grid buildings, hot deposit and creature audio loading, as well as closing the map. Ladders should work properly now instead of strange rotations when adding to existing grids. The XSX no longer randomly hitches. A lot of you guys are reporting lots of lag. Termite King pathing improved. Termite King no longer waits to attack while other smaller termites are around. And Termite King walk animations are no longer really fast. So as you saw, I didn't do it obviously in real mode, but it definitely looked like the Termite King was walking around a bit better now. Larger bugs should get stuck in the terrain less. Photo modes in the data tab display correctly. Black Ox Beetle rock attack is no longer blocked by grass. BURG.L no longer offer Chipsleuth quests the player has already completed. Burrowing creatures no longer show their name when the player looks at them. The UI will no longer incorrectly imply that bombs can damage tier 2 and 3 resource nodes. Hedge cutscene works properly for clients. Fixed a few science placements. Building customization camera placement has been improved in certain scenarios, and beefy smoothies can now be crafted in creative mode properly with all recipes unlocked and free enabled. So the Coltana animations have been updated. Charcoal sizzle damage has been increased. It did seem like it was a bit too easy to go and get the charcoal. You didn't really need any of the actual antlion armour. As long as you were super quick, you could get in and out, bust open the charcoal and then go back to the healing pool. Ammo radial supports paging now has more than 8 arrow types exist. So you can see it here, we can fit at least 7 in here. I was just missing that last one. Black Ox Beetle audio adjusted, Ladybird audio adjusted. Additional icons added for items that were used in placeholders. As you can see, they're all updated now, some of these ones. Light, medium, heavy armor effects have unique icons. And this is where we get to the good part. 25 to 50% durability for all weapons to compensate for higher repair costs. Reduced base repair costs for most tier 3 tools and weapons. Woe mode now only applies a 25% durability penalty instead of a 50% durability penalty. Globs now cost 20% less shards to craft, 1 less for candy, 2 less for quartzite and salt. I know it's hard sometimes when you see nerfs, but this is early access. They've got to get the balance right, and I think sometimes they probably make these decisions sometimes with an eye on what's upcoming. Scarabs now drop 2 to 5 twinkling shells instead of 1 to 2, as you can see. Slightly reduced height of bounce web bounce hitbox. Players can no longer walk on constructed wall pieces. That's a bit sad. I always like being able to sort of shimmy around and parkour on the thin bits. Charcoal sizzle rates has been slowed down, so it's going to do more damage, but it's not going to get as hot as quickly. And removed base green thumb chance while growing normal mushrooms in the garden. Pupas hanging from ceilings can now be knocked down like the berries in the hedge. Yay, so no more spades. It did seem a bit weird. It'd be a bit too annoying having to build 10 different scaffolding parts to go and collect them. They'll also respawn properly now, there was an issue with them. The Termite Delight meal added to the woodpile cookbook. 4 termite parts, 2 dust mites and 2 globs. That's going to help you with chopping grass and bashing boulders. So slightly unusual, it seems to give a boost that when you're wearing the termite armour and you've got the perks, you can indeed chop grass easily in just one swipe with the tier 3 axe. But then when I undid it all just to see how the difference was with some of them, taking away the perks and taking away the actual armour piece, when I put it all back on, it still then took 2 pieces, 2 swipes. So I feel like there's still something up with that. It might nothing be to do with the Termite Delight meal, but overall I feel like if you're wearing the max gear you can and you've got the max perks, you need to be able to do it in one swipe. I do feel like some of these are just a bit weak sauce, especially the termite chest piece. I guess the idea is that if you wear just one of these pieces, it's going to improve your actual chopping and gathering. It'll take a while to get all of them. If you've got like 2 activated, it's obviously going to improve. And if you've got max, then yeah, you should be able to do it in one hit. So maybe just a bit of a bug. I did make sure I did exactly what I did the first time, but yeah, weird. But yeah, maybe they should do something different for one of the perks for the either termite armor. I'm not sure what. Default could be just more damage against termites. Maybe it can be applied to other things like the actual splinters. But yeah, it just feels like it's all just a bit too, I don't know, too much if you have it all equipped. Full damage no longer affects durability in any way. Survey stations now cleanly cover all playable areas of the backyard once all were discovered. That was something that I brought up and said that it was just a bit odd. There were parts of the map that weren't covered. New Jack and Bull art. I guess it looks a bit different maybe from what I can remember. It's still a bit of a shame that you can't use this bull to actually move around. Updated VFX for black ox beetles and termites. Additional terrain polish in the upper yard. They've literally just made the rock that you have to now blow it up to get up there, after I did my video saying that you don't need to blow up the block. Additional locations to discover in the upper yard. I haven't found too many yet. I did have a big wander around. I didn't come across anything too new, but I'll have to do it one more sweep, I guess. Additional item icons added and updates to the status effect displayed in backpack and status tabs. And yep, as I mentioned at the start, it does look like they have removed the mod ability. Now where I stand on this is that, yep, they're entitled to do so. It has been fun using some of these mods in the past. For a while I was playing with some Minecraft mods that changed like the chest and stuff. But I can understand the devs maybe not wanting some of that to leak into the game. I do hope they do add Steam support though for mods in the future. There has been quite a few mods made overgrounded over the last while, but I wouldn't say it's massively popular like some other games. In fact, Grounded on PC isn't as popular, nowhere near as popular as it is on Xbox. So the amount of people actually playing on PC, well, it's into the thousands rather than maybe tens of thousands. And this is kind of all done without permission anyway. That's what Nexus website is. It's good for mods and stuff, but yeah. But the one I used to use a lot to show off all the new stuff, the core controller and the cheat menu, well, that is no longer working. Now they may maybe enable it back in the future. Apparently they're using some different type of file, and it just basically means that you can't really use these, or someone's going to have to do a lot of updating. And honestly, it could be a good thing. I think at times it's been good to show off stuff that's upcoming, maybe if I've leaked it or cheated it, purely because I think that sometimes we haven't seen enough. I like games in early access, but I like them when they actually show what's up and coming. It gives the fans something to look forward to. And on my survival channel, my main one, JPG, I did loads of showcases of all sorts of stuff that was upcoming. And again, I can understand the devs not maybe liking this that much. But as I said, sometimes we was going a good month or two without any kind of news about what was coming. And they often like to leave it as a surprise, which is good. But yeah, early access games, I feel like we should be given a bit more heads up about what's coming. It could mean the difference between a player stopping playing altogether for a good long time, or someone sticking through it so they can enjoy the new content as soon as it's ready. But yeah, I can understand them not wanting us to show off stuff like next bosses and stuff coming in. But yeah, when I showed off the pond update, I feel like that kept people engaged with the game much longer. I wasn't the only one, but I was the first to actually show all the secret content incoming. Because it seemed so much complete, we all thought it was going to be coming or arriving very soon. But in actual fact, it didn't arrive for months and months till afterwards. So yeah, if this is a permanent thing, they're not going to allow anyone to make any mods, or they're just simply trying to make it as difficult as possible. And then yeah, I understand. We've got much more better cheat mode now as well in the creative mode. And that was another reason why I like using mods, because you can actually test stuff out. I was able to spawn in a huge amount of stuff, test out weapons, durability, much quicker and easier. Especially on bugs sometimes. So rip all the mods. If we get any news about these coming back, or if they're working again after a future update, or indeed if we do ever get any official support for Steam mods, I will let you guys know. And that's pretty much it. I know some of you guys are excited about playing this. You don't really mess with the PTBs, and that's fine. But you got to remember, this normally comes out either 1 week or 2 weeks after it's put into the PTB. I don't think it's ever been longer than that, unless there was some real serious issues maybe in the early days. So it's already getting to the end of the month, and we're already near the end of the week. So yeah, expect it next week at some point, I would say. Unless they really feel like they're going to be doing longer stuff with it this time. Who knows? But yeah, that's where they've done it traditionally. It's usually at the start of the month in the last few updates. So Grounded is pretty much all over my JCraft channel, but if you do want to catch up with some of my old content, go and check out my main survival channel, JPG. And until next time, Ratbags, look out for more guides from me very soon. Laters.